Hello everyone. Learning academic language is an important aspect of the process of learning and disseminating research. Students who have to conduct their research using the medium of English have to learn academic English. What is academic English and why is it important to learn academic English? And what is the process of learning academic English? These are the questions that we will respond to in this presentation. So first of all, we will discuss what is actually academic English. English language used for academic purposes is called academic English or English for academic purposes. The academic uses of English include the use of English in academic research reports, research proposals, theses, and research papers. Now, why is it important to learn academic English? Well, learning of academic English is essential for most academics, students, and researchers because they need to have access to good quality research-based knowledge produced in academia, which is obviously written in academic English. Then, researchers have to communicate and disseminate academic scholarship effectively. And again, for effective communication with the people in the academia, and for effectively disseminating the research that one has produced, we need academic English. Thirdly, if as researchers we want to publish in good quality academic journals or to publish our books or other research studies with good publishers, with quality publishers, we need to have access to academic English, or in other words, we need to learn academic English. Now, the third question is, what is actually the general process of learning academic English? So, the process actually includes, especially for the students or the learners in the ESL or EFL context. So, although researchers whose first language is English, they also need to learn academic English, but specifically for researchers who have English as a second language or English as a foreign language, for them, the process of learning academic English also first includes the process of learning English in general. And that actually means that these researchers need to learn English grammar and structure, the correct understanding and use of tenses, the proper use of voice, the proper use of narration, which actually means the proper use of direct speech and indirect speech in their research reports. Then, of course, punctuation, correct use of punctuation and syntax. And most importantly, building substantial general vocabulary in English. And to do all of these things, researchers need to read a lot. So they need to read and they need to reread and reread. Again, their reading should be from the general to specific and from non-academic to general academic to specific academic. So they can begin with general reading of English, maybe reading English newspapers or stories or things like that. And then they can go to the specific fields in which they are studying, and build their knowledge and vocabulary and understand the structure. And then from the general academic language, they can then, like for example, someone studying general research papers in social sciences can then move to the specific field of social sciences in which is actually their area of specialization. So reading a lot and going from general reading to specific academic reading is an important process in the process of learning academic English. Now, learning academic English from the learning based on the learning of the general English language, one can then move on to the more specific learning of academic English. And this actually includes building academic vocabulary. So now that you already have good general vocabulary of English, you can then move on to developing and building good academic vocabulary. Of course, there will be certain vocabulary that can come from your general vocabulary into your academic vocabulary. But academic vocabulary is a bit more a subset of the general vocabulary and a more specialized type of vocabulary that you will use in your research reports. Then learning structure and style of academic reports, reading academic reports such as research papers and theses. So how are research papers in different journals structured? How are theses structured? This is something that that we need to learn in the process of learning academic English. Then it's not just reading, it's critical reading, and there is a lot of analysis and reflection involved in the process of reading these type of texts, academic texts. Then to further develop our expertise, we might also make summaries and critical notes of what we are actually reading during this course, asking critical questions, and most importantly, paraphrasing of the research theses or research papers or reports or sections of those reports. This is something that will help us in developing our academic English. The process of academic English also involves guidance, seeking guidance from senior colleagues and teachers. So guidance and peer review is an important part of the learning of academic English. Revisions. So this actually means that we have to write our drafts and then improve those drafts and then rewrite and rewrite. And so you can see that a lot of labor is involved in the process of improving, learning, revising, writing, rewriting. One of the most important things that we need to do is academic writing. Learning academic writing is not an easy thing. And so we need persistence and perseverance. You might feel frustrated, especially when you are writing and at the same time you are looking at the writings of the more established writers and you see that there is a big distance between your level and their level. So that might be frustrating, but persistence and perseverance actually pays off ultimately. Then familiarization with established academic writing styles and formats in the field is also an aspect of this process of learning academic English. And so the academic writing styles and formats, learning these include learning the referencing and citation and formatting, etc. Similarly, working with one way in which is very useful for junior researchers to learn academic English is actually to work with seniors, to work with teachers and faculty members in the university, who are actually writing for good quality publications. So this kind of apprenticeship or working under the guidance, or working as maybe co-authors with senior colleagues and faculty members and professors could help a lot in learning academic English. And towards the end of it, the process also includes learning from good models. So, for example, someone who wants to learn journalistic writing, they might see models in the form of newspaper reports, columns, editorials, and opinion pieces. Similarly, someone who is interested in learning literary writings might find good quality novels, essays, biographies, and poetry collections as good models or samples that they can follow. In the same way, academic writing, if you follow good models of writing, good samples of articles and reports and theses from authentic sources and from academics and publishers. So, for example, articles and reports or book chapters or academic books published by good quality publishers, recognized international publishers, will also help you in developing your academic writing vocabulary and style and expertise. So, in summary, we can say learning academic English is not an easy undertaking. It's a long, hard, and evolving process, but at the same time, it is a rewarding journey. So there are no quick fixes. This is a journey that has to be learned through a lot of toil and hard work and persistence and perseverance. Thank you for